Okay, now I was speaking about the judgment of the mining industry. I can't believe the Lord is bringing this thing to my mind that almost all, if not all, of my grandfathers and great grandfathers and great great grandfathers worked in the mines, and they were all slaves in the mines. And all their subordinates, their white subordinates they worked with, came out with a loot. They've got nice big houses, they've got nice lifestyles overseas in South Africa or all over. Yet the children of these miners are living in poverty and languishing in the land of their own forefathers, in the land in which they were born in. And I don't usually think that way, but God gave me this mind today to think about it. So come to think about it, all of your grandfathers were slaves in the mining industry. They worked very hard and they made the Oppenheimer family very rich. They made, who owns this diamond company in South Africa, and Johan Rupert. They are billionaires right now. So they actually owe me, the Oppenheimer family and Johan Rupert, all those billionaires in the mining industry. They owe me personal of my own wealth because my great grandfathers and my great grandfathers worked and sweated there and they were not paid. They didn't get a part of their share. All that share went to Johan Rupert, and the rest of his other white people were now billionaires. And that's what God is showing me. So you see now, this is the reason why the Lord is angry. Because you see, he says that they are pride. The pride of the South African billionaires. The pride of the white South African billionaires who look down upon black people as if black people are nothing. Yet themselves are actually billionaires at the backs of the hard-working black people who became nothing, and they are still nothing today. And when black people come up with an organization like the ANC, which is supposed to fight for their rights, the very same Johan Rupert, the very one who was threatening to fire Ramaphosa, the very one, they come and undermine the ANC project and make sure that it fails, because it must not succeed in the wealth transfer project, which was the real reason why the ANC was started, says the Lord. I didn't know the real reason why the ANC started, but God said to me it was because of the of mines, of mining industry. Now, therefore, do we not come to a very interesting climatic conclusion of what the nation must go, how the nation must go forward? Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting? On TV we're talking about migrant workers, migrant mine workers, knowing very well that in this country, many of those workers, some of them were from South Africa, some Swaziland, some Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, all the way from Malawi. They worked and sweated for this country. Actually, not the whole country, but the billionaires, the horse bakers now who own MultiChoice, and all these other big, rich white South Africans are rich all because of the black slaves from the whole Southern African region. Now they are sponsoring Operation Dudula so that the children of the migrants who were their slaves now who are in this country now, they must be mistreated, they must be destroyed because of the laws and the borders that they put. You see the evil of the white people, the evil of these rich white people. That is why God is angry. I just want you to understand now, because God is bringing me up to speed to understand his anger, where it is coming from, the sin of these gentlemen. He calls them these gentlemen, the sin of these gentlemen. He says, son, these gentlemen, even if they were to approach you, they need to know and acknowledge their sin, because what they have done was actual sinning, and they have to pay for it. And the only way they can avoid the grandeur of the Lord, because the problem with human beings is they think they are smart, they think they're smarter than God. They will begin to devise a plan in their mind that will keep them secure, because they think that they can outsmart God because they've got power, they've got money. But God is beyond power and money. He's got many other ways of dealing with you. So they have to compensate the rest of the black people one way or the other by opening the industries themselves, opening and making the level playing field more accessible, no longer blocking education and not feeling and not attacking the township with drugs. Because God has shown me that the apartheid government still attacks the community of black people with drugs, alcoholism, and gangsterism. He says they are actually the architects, they are the ones on top of that witchcraft. And then when you are seeing from the bottom, you see black people selling drugs to each other. You see black people shooting each other in taverns, unexplained shootings. But on top of it all, there is the appetite beneficiaries who are still alive today. And God says they are very murderous. And if they do not listen to the Spirit of the living God now and do what is right, who God? I don't know what God is going to do. But it says that last warning. It's time for people to become righteous. There is nothing special about being white. We are all people. There is nothing terrible about being black. We're just all people. Just come down from your high horses and know that we're all people and just work together with people and do what is right. Otherwise, God is coming to do something terrible in this country. Holy is the Lord.